You have a special interest, which is health and wellness, but you've had and have come through your own personal setbacks in health and wellness. Can you share some of those with us, please?
Sure. Well, you know what? While I was having my kids, I had gestational diabetes. And that was my first thing I had to come back from, because it's not a great prognosis for the rest of your future if you've had gestational diabetes. You're always going to be pre-diabetic and have to be careful of type 2 diabetes later. So that was my first comeback, because I actually did get type 2 diabetes later and had to turn that around. So there was number one. That was the minor one. And a lot of people think diabetes, especially type 2, isn't a minor thing, but bigger things overshadowed my life. One of those being cancer. Stage 4 cancer, it had spread to my lymph nodes, so I'd had surgery for it. I didn't have chemo and radiation. I really threw myself into natural therapies, what I could get from the earth, what I could get from essential oils, what I could get from supplementation, and learning how the body systems work. So that helped me come back from that. But surgery left me with other issues. So it left me with lymphedema, which listeners can see around my neck. And it also left me with stenosis in my neck. So from the surgery, all the vertebrae in my cervical spine on the right-hand side were kind of pushed together. And so I get a lot of nerve pain, a lot of stuff going on there, low oxygen, hypoxia. And so really having to take that in my stride taught me who I was. And it wasn't just the, learn about functional medicine and learn about the body systems, but it was also learn about who you are. That was the key to my comeback. I'm glad to say I'm 7 years post-cancer now. I don't stick my head in the sand for anyone that's thinking, oh, well, how can you say you're fully cured? You never can. I'll just put that out there. But I really look after my body and I listen to it, and I listen to my inner self, because that's something that I lost along that journey.
And first of all, congratulations on your recovery and your comeback. Now being in this position to help others who may be going through similar, although it's hard to imagine how anybody is going through as much, all within a tight time frame, was it not?
Everything happened within like a couple of years of itself, and it was a real snowball effect. Like I said, the initial conditions and then the post-surgery conditions. So that was, it was like, what else can happen?
Your diagnosis on its own of stage 4 cancer would be enough of a setback, quote unquote, a setback for anybody to manage and come through. You've not only come through that 7 years now post, but the other medical conditions that you mentioned as well. So now I can see, and we can see for our viewers watching this on video on YouTube, but for our listeners on the podcast channels, behind Magic is a backdrop which reads Wholistic Natural Health. Now you founded, correct me if I'm wrong, you founded Wholistic Natural Health Australia, which is a small group of holistic health practitioners. So tell us about that.
Yes, so a friend and I actually founded it together. And so what we did was we brought practitioners from around Australia who had similar stories. And, at, I guess, the precipice of our comebacks was feeling unheard, misled, maybe just dismissed by the medical system. And that's certainly how I felt. I wasn't told about the stenosis in my neck. I wasn't told about the lymphedema. I had to investigate that myself. I wasn't listened to at the start of my health journey when I was going to doctors saying something's wrong. So that was really, what spurred me to team up with my buddy and look for these practitioners. And that was, we need a place where people can come to, and we offer them a root cause analysis, which is our complimentary call, and we hear them and we listen to them, and we don't dismiss them, and we don't say that means nothing, it's all in your head, because that's what I'd heard. We just don't do that, because who knows your body better than you? You might not know how to interpret what it's telling you, but you're hearing it. And so, just having that first port of call to be heard, to be given some ideas and, we go through our root cause analysis and we tell you what our findings are. Now, having said that, it's not just a chat on the phone. To do that chat on the phone or on Zoom, we do a 33-page intake form. So we know all of those whispers of your body and we see what you've been dealing with so far and we put it all together for you. So we're, I guess, the detectives looking at all the clues and we give you the full case. And that was really important to do that with our business. And, we put a couple of hours at least, so a couple of hours minimum into your case before we even offer to work with you. No one else does that. Why? Because we need that information. It's not a 5-minute, into a clinic room, feel a couple of lymph nodes, cough, how you feeling, what can I help you with? It's not that. And so that was really important to be not only ethical, but also sustainable. So when we are treating people, it's a sustainable program. It's not that you're relying on us to tell you every minute what to do. We're teaching you along the way. So whether you do our 8, 12 or 25 package, and by the way, that's not up to you. It's something we offer you because we tailor it to your conditions. It's not a standard, here's our 3 levels of package, choose what you want to pay for. We think this one will be best for you. So when you're working with us in that package, we're teaching you along the way. And, before the name doctor was actually trademarked in the early 1900s, it actually meant teacher. And so that's what we're doing. We are not doctors, we are teachers.
Did you become a natural health practitioner after your own recoveries from what we've talked about?
I did. So I'd had weight problems post-kids, and so I started a gym, and it was a special populations gym. So here in Australia, special populations is the name given to anyone that's not fit, healthy, and fits into a natural fitness box. So it's people with chronic health conditions, it's children, it's people with disabilities, it's the elderly. And so I started that, and I was seeing that it wasn't enough. Diet and exercise wasn't enough. I started being unwell. As I said, I really started diving into, well, what does this mean? What is my body telling me? It wasn't until I had to sell up my gym, I had to move homes, and I got really sick with the cancer and diabetes and, the whole rigmarole going on, that I went, hang on, mainstream's not telling me what I need to know. Yes, I had the surgery. But after that, I was like, chemo and radiation just don't seem right to me. For me, they're not right. I'm not saying they're not right for all people, but for me, they're not right. So that's when I started diving into functional medicine and functional health and really looking at what the body systems were telling me. And so, that is where the business came from, my own journey, because no one else was there to help me find those answers.
Magic, we have an international audience, but you're obviously in Australia, or for those who can't pick it up, Magic has an Australian accent just like mine. Whereabouts in Oz are you, by the way?
I'm down in Victoria.
Oh, in my same.
Sorry.
Sorry, don't apologise. I was born and bred in Victoria. You too, I suppose?
Oh, definitely. But wow, aren't we the political hotspot here?
Yeah, that's another discussion for another podcast, isn't it? All right, so an international audience, you're providing a health and wellness service as a holistic natural health practitioner. You mentioned the 33,000-page induction or whatever the number was. I know it was big, but so are you consulting only with locally, or do you provide a service online or with Zoom to international clients and patients?
Yeah, a great question. Thank you. So we actually closed both of our Melbourne, Victoria clinics back in 2020. It wasn't feasible anymore with the way the world was turned upside down to have a brick and mortar clinic. And we also weren't serving enough people, being in one town with 2 clinics. So we closed those and we went fully remote. So everything is done online. So that's actually opened us up to international clients. So if you're overseas, we will do a Zoom consultation with you. All of your consults will be via Zoom. We will send you all the notes. We'll share our screens with you so that you can see, what we're talking about as we're teaching you. And for people here in Australia, we can do the same thing. We know that phones aren't great sometimes in Australia, so we'll do a Zoom call with you. We do have, phone support for you by text. We have email support for you. So no matter where you are in the world, you're not cut off from our practitioners. We can work with you.
I can't think of a better person to help, a better professional to help somebody going through these health conditions than somebody that's already been through it, let alone someone who's trained and qualified and I imagine certified by some professional body, Magic, is that right?
Yes. Got a lot of certifications behind us.
Got letters running off the edge of your business card?
Yeah, we don't bother putting them on there because it just takes up too much space.
So we've got someone who is as reliable as you can expect through having done training, qualified, passed exams, fully certified, etc., etc. To my mind only, and talking about opinions, right? And you made choices, and I make choices too. My choices are driven more by personal lived experience than by qualifications, or so referred to as qualifications in other modalities. And so I'm immediately drawn to what you're talking about, Magic, and to the service you're providing. Wholistic Natural Health Australia, but providing an international service online via such technology as Zoom calls. What can somebody expect? Now, let's just get into the head of the viewer or the listener right now, Magic. They've got some health condition. They're reluctant, maybe for their own personal reasons, to seek what would be referred to by some as traditional medicine approaches, such as your general practitioner. They're reluctant. They feel a reluctance, and they're drawn and inspired by listening or watching you now, Magic. What can they expect apart from that big 33-page induction? But what can they expect post that? Like, what's the onboarding process?
Okay, so we offer you the package that we feel is best for you. Once we get started with that, if you're in Australia, you get a lovely box of, we call it a welcome pack, on your doorstep in the mail. So what we do is we get together some practitioner-only supplements. They'll be included in our brand new product line of functional medicine essential oil blends that are right for you, selected for you, so that you don't have to go running around town trying to find a whole lot of stuff. In fact, we're not even going to put you on a whole lot of stuff. Most often, nearly everything that's in your welcome pack will be all that you're using, because we don't want a shopping list of supplements. We want maybe 5, but they're going to be really well-sourced, reliable, practitioner-only. So you'll get that. If you're overseas, what we will be doing is working with you of how to find it. Best brands, the most reliable brands, the most affordable and sustainable brands, most ethical brands. So we will do that background work for you. So all you have to do is go pick it all up. So that's the first thing, because we're not sending you away with 2 shopping bags of supplements, and we're not going to have you spending the next 2 weeks trying to find them. That's time you haven't got to waste. What we might do is pop you on our anti-inflammatory diet or our elimination diet. And why do we do that for the first 2 weeks? Because we need to have a level playing field. We need to look at the terrain. We work with terrain theory, so we need to look at taking things out of your diet that might be changing that terrain and encouraging a disease state. So we'll do that. We'll do our first call during that, and we'll see how things are going. You'll also have unlimited email support during that time. You have that during your whole program. So that's the first thing. Then we start teaching and we start coaching. We might have to do some limbic coaching work with you, so some emotional brain stuff with you. It depends on what we come up with from your root cause analysis as to what we need to treat. And during that time, as I said, you have our full support. So we will do the number of calls that we need to do, and you have 6 months to spread those out. So you don't need to be speaking to us every week or every 2 weeks. It's when you need the call. And so that's actually up for you to book with us by email. So say, hey, I'm feeling some kind of stuff. What have you got in the next week? We'll give you a time that suits you, and we'll do that consultation. Now, post-consultation, so once your package is all done, we can offer you a maintenance program. And you get 2 calls with us a month on the maintenance program and, unlimited email support again. So if something pops up, we've treated the condition, the underlying condition, the root cause. And then, you go on holidays and you might pick up a bug in the water or something pops up like that. We're there to help you. So you're not on your own. We are always on your team, always on your side to help you out.
I want to arc back to our earlier part of the conversation, back to your personal experience. And you mentioned that when you were diagnosed with the cancer, you made personal choices not to proceed with whatever recommendations traditional medicine were offering you, such as chemo. Do you as a holistic natural health practitioner, do you see yourself as working parallel and in line with traditional medicine? Are you opposed to it? Where do you stand in that line?
No, we can work parallel and in line. In fact, I have a client in the US at the moment. I'm working with her traditional doctor, also with her naturopath. So one of them occasionally will jump into the Zoom call. We had a Zoom call the other day with one of her team, and this professional, while I was talking about immune types, went, wow, I didn't know that. Okay, great. Let me teach you. So we can work with your team. It's really up to you as the client as to where you want to take things. We're there to support you. So if you are doing chemo, we're there to support you through that. That's your choice. It's your body. It's your choice. We're totally pro-choice. If you want to, like I said, do chemo, or you want to have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, we would prefer you didn't do a knee replacement or a hip replacement. We treat the root cause. But if that's where you need to be, then we're there to support you through that. And so, we can suggest natural painkillers, or we can suggest a more natural route so that we're eliminating the side effects of what traditional medications can do. We work with a lot of thyroid patients who are on thyroid medication. We're not going to take you off your medication. We're going to work in with you and find ways to heal your body whilst you're doing that, so that you can then go to your medical professional and go, listen, I'm feeling a lot better. Can we change this dosage? Can we do this? So, we will work alongside them, not totally opposed to them. Everyone has their time and their place.
Magic Barclay, main interests, health and wellness, personal lived experience about coming through setbacks in health and wellness, recovered, studied and became qualified and licensed as a holistic natural health practitioner, founded the Wholistic Natural Health Australia, small group of holistic health practitioners. How small is small? Is it you and another person, or is it you and 10 others?
At the moment, there's 5 of us. So, yeah, small.
Hang on, small but growing, I would say.
Small but growing, yes.
I come from an advertising background. I always try and put the positive shine on anything. Small but growing. And you also host your own podcast, and I'm going to be providing links in the notes so that you, the audience member, you've been hearing Magic Barclay talk about the onboarding process, and there'll be a link where you can find more about that. And also I'll provide a link to Magic's podcast, which is called A Magical Life. Perfect play on words. I've got to ask, hang on, let's get the title of the podcast, A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. Beautiful, rolls off the tongue, reads very nicely. Got to ask you, the name Magic, were you given this name at birth, or have you changed that or created that?
Not at birth. It was changed later on when I was about 11 or 12. My grandfather was a great supporter, and he always used to say I was magic. So
how beautiful! And yeah. So it just segues in perfectly with your positioning statements, and congratulations on doing that. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you've got something there that works so well. So to the audience member, Magic, I'm just saying to you, the listener, to you, the viewer, you've heard Magic's personal story or some of it. There's more of it explained on her website, so you'll be able to see more about that if you click on the link in the show notes. Now, very much an Australian living in the same state as me here in Australia, Victoria. Come and visit us sometime if you ever get down under. If you're in the States, most of our audience, by the way, are in the United States, Magic. Come and visit us sometime. But distance needs to be no barrier, especially with modern technology. And Magic and her crew provide, her team, provide a service now which is all online. And so the distance needs to be no barrier at all. Magic, congratulations on your personal comeback from health setbacks. And what a pleasure it's been to talk with you this morning. And to you, the listener, to you, the viewer, check down in the show notes, click on a link to learn more about Magic Barclay's services. And thank you again, Magic, for joining us.
Thank you.
And until next time, this is Mike Searles signing off.